Hear that sound? I can hear that in the other room. But I'm going to soundproof it to cut down a lot of the sound. One thing you can do, if you place your NAS like up on top of a cabinet like I have, mine's on top of this cabinet, it also vibrates through the cabinet. Down underneath, you can say put some little foam pads underneath it. That insulates the sound from transferring to the cabinet. But now I got to insulate the sound inside the cabinet. So the first thing you want to do is hit your Terra Master PC link, bring it up, and go to one of them. I have both Ethernet ports connected. Got my admin. Get it up like this. I don't need this. Okay, once you get logged in, close this little box, click on admin, power off. I'm going to shut it down completely. Yes, shut it down. And let it do its thing. Okay, so now take these. There's 2 screws up here and 2 screws at the bottom. Take them out. So this is the same procedure if you want to upgrade RAM. My last one was a Western Digital, and my biggest problem is that as soon as I would step away for too much time, it would literally, it wouldn't go to sleep, but it would just take forever to respond and come back up. This is very fast. I mean, if I go on the network and I click on the network link for it, few seconds and it's up. The Western Digital seems to take forever. But once you get the 4 screws out, you just grab on the fan, pull it out, and then you have this little cable right up here. Let me see if I can bring this down just a little bit more. Okay. So right over here, you have this wire, and it's connected to a little connector. Just grab on the end of the wire and just tug a little bit, and it'll pull right out. That takes the fan out. Now, the entire enclosure, right here, the metal part of this enclosure just pulls straight out. So the idea, as I'm looking at this, I want to see how much space, if I show you when this is flat, you can see there's a little gap over there. Of course, we got a pretty good gap up top and a little gap in the bottom and a little gap, actually that's the top. If I hold it like this, here's the top. And as you can see, there's a little gap all the way around. So what we want to do is we want to put some soundproofing material. So if I slide this out, we want to put some soundproof material all the way around. Now there are holes here, and that's usually for airflow. So my idea is I'm going to cover half of these. This should still be enough airflow, these 2 lines on the outside. The idea, or maybe I can cover them with, maybe I can cover the bottom with like a, I don't know what you call it, like a foam, a breathable foam. So the air can still come in and it can filter the air. And because you have this large fan on the back that's evacuating all the hot air, but you need air to come in. It would be nice. Well, you know, you have a lot of opening here between these. So, but anyhow, once you have that pulled out, you'll have a slot on the bottom, which is right here, and then I can pull this up. Come on. I already installed a stick. Yeah, it's DDR3. And this is a 2 gig stick. So now I got 4 gigs. Just snap it in. You don't have to do anything. Once it boots up, it'll recognize the other 2 gigs. So now I have some soundproof material that I used for a car. I have to see how thick it is though, because this is going to have to be pretty thin, like maybe an 1/8 inch thick. Let's see what we got. So this is what I have. It's called Kill Mat. And I used this on the floorboard of a car. It's soundproofing and a heat shield. And so on the back side is the adhesive. So I'm going to measure and I need to make sure that I have about a 1/2 inch. Let's see if I got a 1/2 inch in the front and the back and away from the corners. Because I want to make sure that I have enough room to slide everything in and slide it out. And I'm going to monitor the temperature. Because the bottom, I'm worried about heat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this. An old school ruler. And I want to measure a 1/2 inch in. Old pencil. Measure 1/2 inch in, and then a 1/2 inch from this end, and so that gives me so we'll say 6 3/4 inches. That gives us about 5/8 on the front and back. Okay, there we go. So my first piece, again, I want to make sure that I get the edges. This side piece is going to be 4.5 inches. That'll be the side. So I need 2 of them at 4.5 inches. What did I say this was? 4.5? Measure one more time. 4 inches. 4 inches for the top and 4.5 for the sides. All right, so now I have it set. These are the sides. Pull this off, slide this in here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is 4 inch, so it's 4 1/4 inch for the sides, or 4.5 inch for the sides, 4 inches for the top and bottom. I'm just going to do the top for now. I want to see if it really makes a difference. Now the other side. All right. Not sure about you know what? I'm going to do the bottom, and then I'll monitor heat and put in an update. All right, I have another one cut. Let's do this bottom. All right. Now I should have enough room to slide this back in. Which I do. Get it. Hopefully I'm not. There we go. Looks like I might be too close. No, doesn't look like it. Maybe this side. Let's do it from this side. Nice. But I'll make sure I got the bottom. So this is the bottom here. The bottom has the holes. There we go. Now, looks like I have just maybe a little bit of tape in the way, but I think when I screw it down, I should be able to take care of that. Got to hook the cable back up. Make sure you have your two little notches up. Fit it into the connector. Should snap right in. Line it up. Come on. There we go. Everything lines up. Get my screws back in. Let me tighten this down and plug it in, and we'll see if we made a difference in sound. If I start seeing heat start to climb, I can come in and start cutting holes through the material. I don't really think I'm going to see that much of a climb, because I'm going to be pulling air through here. There's plenty of openings right there. Let's see. But I'll be back with you when I get all this put back together. All right, it's back up, crunching away. There is a significant reduction in the sound. I don't know if you can hear a difference. I'd have to compare the before and after. But me sitting down at my desk, I can hear a difference in sound. Here's a short comparison of a before and after. All right, so I've let it run a little bit. It's the same temperature it was before. And the fan is actually running slow. I've got the fan set to, I think, let me see. I think that's down here, hardware and power. Nope, fan, hardware, fan, it's got it set to smart. So it should increase the speed if it starts to get hot. I'm going to keep an eye on it for a while. I'll go back here resource monitor is, I think, down here. And then you can go to hardware information right there, and it'll give you all your temps. I'm gonna watch them for about an hour, because right now I think it's backing up my, it's backing up my iMac or my Mac Pro. So, because it does have Time Machine on it. So I'm going to come back in about an hour and see if those temperatures, 41, 34, and 39 degrees Celsius. All right, so it's been about an hour. We've had a little bit of increase on the CPU temperature, and the disk temperature is up a couple of degrees. But the fan, I've seen it get as high as 890 RPMs, but that's it. And it's been crunching non-stop because it's doing a couple backups on some Mac devices. So I do hear a decrease in sound, maybe not a whole lot, but it is a little bit quieter. I'm trying to think of maybe if I could put some foam. I don't know. We'll have to see. But that at least decreased the sound a little bit. Putting the little pieces of styrofoam underneath the four corners so that it sits on a softer surface instead of the actual cabinet, that also helped reduce transmitting the sound. I could actually, before I did it, the bathroom is next to my office, and I can actually hear the crunching of the hard drives in the bathroom. Once I put those pads underneath it, that all stopped. So it has decreased a little bit, but if anybody comes up with any better ideas, I'm all for it. I'm game for it, but I've not been able to find anything anywhere about decreasing the sound of these Terra Master NASs. They should come up with a better enclosure. If you have any questions, hit me up. Give me some comments down below, and subscribe. I'll talk to you all later.